You know, with picnic like that, I love white wine. I love red wine. Any type of wine is good with any type of picnic.
I like beer.
You like beer? Where is my white wine then?
Well, you're going to have to drink beer.
Okay.
And white wine afterwards.
Afterward? Okay.
I think beer will go very nicely with it.
I learned from Julia how to, she told me, you're too serious, you know, I mean, lighten up, this is television, you know, people, it's entertaining and so forth, which she was right. On the other hand, but at the end of each of the shows, she said, okay, what did we teach today? I mean, there was always a teaching element that she was very strongly, you know, involved in, as well as I do.
Can you tell me a little bit about the time when you first met her back in 1960?
I met her because of Helen McCauley was the food editor of McCall House Beautiful. She told me, oh, I got a manuscript I want to show you. So she showed me the manuscript of Mastering the Art of French Cooking, actually, which, you know, I looked at, I said, wow, that's great. That's what, probably a bit jealous. I said, that's what I should be doing, whatever. And she said, well, it's a woman who wrote that, and she lives in Boston, and she's gonna come next week. Can we cook? I said, yeah, no, I'll cook for her. So that's how I met Julia, and Helen told me, you know, it's a very tall woman with a very bad voice, you know. So if I recall, we spoke French more than English because she just came back from France, and her French was better than my English, you know, at the time. So we had a good time. We started there, and we stayed friends for half a century practically, you know, so it's a long time.
Can you tell me maybe a favorite on-camera moment and also maybe a favorite off-camera moment with Julia?
We had a great time, you know. Julia loved to be on PBS, as I do, for years, because she didn't have to kowtow to the sponsor or anything like this, which was great. And as I said, we drank a lot of wine. I remember one time we had Jess Jackson, the owner of Candle Jackson, was one of our sponsors, and he was a friend of mine, and his wife too, Barbara Banky. And he called me, he said, we're gonna fly into Boston, because we were shooting at Julia's house. We're gonna come and take you out for dinner with Julia if you want. I said, great. So of course, the producer told me, oh, Jess Jackson, what kind of wine are you going to sell? I said, Jeff, don't worry, that's all we do. We start the show, we open a bottle of white wine, and we go on. So that's what we did. And at the end of the show, I think we did some type of stew. I told Julia, you want a Merlot with that? Maybe a Cabernet Sauvignon, whatever. She said, I want beer. I said, what do you want? You want beer? I said, we don't have beer. She said, we have beer. She had beer underneath, so she planned the whole thing. But that's the way she was, you know, so very straightforward.
If Julia was alive today, how do you think she would have coped with a year of quarantine and the pandemic?
Oh, I think she would have done very well, because I mean, she loved to cook at home. She does all the time. She loved the supplier that she had in Boston. I think she would have made arrangement to get the food. She would have made arrangement. She would have had the vaccine. I know she would have, and we would have gotten together again, you know, so as we're trying to do now.
I hope that, you know, the way you have taught us to cook, the way Julia taught us to cook, that those lessons will really stick with us, because I do think a lot of us hopefully are leaving quarantine with more skills and more of an appreciation of what home cooking can be.
I hope so. I mean, this is extremely important to have fun, you know, in the kitchen. That's it. I mean, to enjoy eating as well as cooking. I mean, there is no place for me more secure than the kitchen. In the kitchen for a kid who come back from school. You know, he sit in the kitchen like when I was a kid, listen to the noise of the kitchen, you know, the instrument, the voice of his father, his mother, the smell and all that. Those are very visceral things which stay with you the rest of your life. You know, those first days, those recipes. I mean, for me, after over 70 years in the kitchen, as a professional cook, you know, if you give me the chicken of my mother and all the, you know, the striped bass of the Pavillon in New York, or the souffle of the Plaza Athénée in Paris, the lobster souffle, I can have my eye closed and say, this is my mother's chicken, this is it. So those tastes stay with you, you know, the rest of your life.